your Geordie Jones. We're back in the bowels of Newcastle United Media Centre. We're retreating to the dressing room again because very windy and wet outside, so no chance of filming out there. So yeah, we're back and we're...
Be entertaining if we tried it. Like, equipment might break, but...
Yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, we're back here on my usual spot now. It's the second time I've done it.
Yeah.
Same positions as well on this little bench here. So yeah, we've been speaking to Eddie Howe this morning ahead of our Tottenham Hotspur game and other press comments, all coming thick and fast.
Yeah.
Press conferences.
Not many people in it today.
No, it was a. I mean, there was very few nationals, all the locals there, but yeah, it was a short press conference at 23 minutes, which must be the shortest one in a good while. Actually, even surpassing any Carabao Cup matches like Bradford City in the second round third round next era. So yes. A depleted press pack today.
People getting an insight to what makes us excited. Sorry, it was the shortest press conference of the season. People like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. There wasn't an awful lot to talk about, but there was some interesting updates which we'll get onto. And obviously, we may have another video. We teased it. Another video coming either later tonight or on Tuesday morning ahead of the Spurs game. So we'll keep this quite short, quite sweet, and yeah, we'll talk about. Look ahead to the Spurs game, but also some important team news as well. And I think the injury news was the big talking point today. Even though not necessarily any players returning from injury as such, but a big step in the right direction for one player in particular.
Yeah, so we'll leave it at last like I did
we'll tease it.
We'll go for the injury list. So, yes.
Do you want to stick on Nick Pope? Because that was a big one.
Yeah, Nick Pope. So, Eddie Howe said after the game on Saturday he's due to go for a scan. Then asked again today, said there was no change or no update from Saturday. So I think, given sort of you have to go for a scan at some point. I think you'd have to have a quick turnaround to be involved tomorrow. So I'm trying to get
He wouldn't rule him out, but he wouldn't confirm or deny anything either. He said no update as such, but yeah, we'll wait and see for Nick Pope.
So Aaron Ramsdale set to start again, which
strange. I think it's a strange situation. Not that I thought Aaron Ramsdale came in and played very well, but then Eddie Howe was asked about Aaron Ramsdale and his performance. Eddie Howe said, "Well, I haven't spoken to him yet." And I was right, okay, his Premier League debut, interesting. I asked Eddie Howe about the decision being taken out of his hands. Effectively, it was the most scrutinised, most important decision in many people's eyes of the season so far. Completely taken out of his hands. So I asked him how he felt. Was he potentially frustrated that he couldn't make the call, or was he relieved that the decision was made for him as such? And he said, I don't see it that way. He wants Nick Pope back, which I think was an interesting...
Yeah, still really spoke really highly again of Nick Pope. I think it was in response...
we need him back.
Yeah, we need him back. Outstanding, the best shot stopper I've ever worked with. So...
He's keen to praise Nick Pope, and he hasn't. I wouldn't say reluctant, but he's not saying much on Ramsdale. That's all I'd say.
No, he's.
That's us reading between the lines.
Yeah, praised his performance and things like that, but he's not really spoke really highly. I mean, he has spoken highly, but in the comparison to Nick Pope, given that Ramsdale as a goalkeeper he's worked with for a lot of years, you'd have a lot of.
Does Nick Pope need it more?
Yeah,
maybe what I'd say is Eddie Howe just being a manager and going, Aaron Ramsdale, he's a confident lad. He doesn't need me to butter him up anymore in a press conference. Nick Pope, he's had a couple of clangers. He probably needs just a bit of a pick-up. We need him back. He's a great goalkeeper. He's one of the best I've worked with. I think
I think you're spot on with that assessment.
I'm thinking about it more. It's probably just good man management sort of comments from Eddie Howe.
Yeah, agreed. So yes, I think Ramsdale in goal tomorrow, which we're all in favour of and quite content with. Other injury news, Sven Botman.
Yeah, that was a big one of sorts.
Yeah, it was either an injection or needing rest.
Yeah.
Which was like...
He was speaking very short term, Eddie Howe, as well, I'd say. Yeah. Like, he was saying a few days and things like that, but Sven Botman injuries, I'm just never sure.
No, I know that. I mean, he's picked
up... It's a few days going on a few months.
I'm just glad it's not his knee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's all it's saving Grayson says he's not his knee, but yeah, he's not going to be involved on Tuesday. Willa Sula
Yeah, that was my question because I realised
you took on the Wissa mantle today. Well, I couldn't ask about him for a third press conference in a row. Couldn't do it.
No. Well, I thought it was interesting because he was the only injured player. Well, Emil Kraft as well. That was the elephant in the room in terms of injury updates. We didn't get one on Emil Kraft.
Didn't do a job.
But there was an update on every other player except Wissa, so that's why I asked about Wissa, which Eddie Howe said it doesn't sound good actually. He's not going to play the Spurs game, but Eddie Howe asked for like a return date, and Eddie Howe was like, "Well, we're not happy with his ankle. It's not straight." I don't know what that means in medical terms, but he said it's not straight.
This is very complex. Where I mean, he's answered me on Friday when he said he'd been to see the specialist and he got the sort of the all clear, or from the scan. Sorry, it was still clear from the scan, but he was still feeling pain. So that I don't think that pain's going to magically disappear.
Yeah,
there must be some issue there that they can't quite get to the bottom of.
Yeah, it's such a strange one because he was initially playing through the ankle injury, but has he played himself into quite a serious issue?
That's possible, yeah.
Because ankle, quite often, you can strap up if it's not that serious. I'm trying to speak like a physio here, but like, you can.
Yeah.
And it's got to the point where Wissa playing through the pain barrier and just succumbed to the injury, and now he's been out for over a month now.
Yeah, since when he rocked up with our athletic club game.
No limp in sight.
No, he wasn't. He walked in seamlessly.
Named it on the bench, and then. No.
But there is better news on one striker, which again we've left it last while. But yes, a really positive update on Yoane Wissa.
Yep.
Played in a 11v11 game whilst Newcastle were at Everton. Is due to play in another 11v11 game this week at some point.
Spurs.
It could
That's
be.
an 11v11 game.
Yeah. Shame they're not playing it.
I am joking, but
yeah. Well, the under 21s are playing the National League Cup against Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you will be involved in that one, but that's another 11v11 game.
Exactly.
So yes, there is. I mean, 11v11 game. How do you do this? Where do you get the players from? You pull people off the street.
I'll play with you. Yeah. A good story, good video.
Get a GoPro and strap it up to yourself.
Yeah. Newcastle, Eddie, if you just need players to run around and help get your players fit, we'll try.
Yeah, but 11v11, I don't know. Bring up the kids from the under 21s, that even though they've got a game, I don't know. But anyway, there's another 11v11 game this week that Yoane Wissa, according to Eddie Howe, he's going to play in.
It's really positive.
Yeah, and he comes through that. They said they would assess him after that. So are we looking, maybe, reading in between the lines, are we looking at potentially being involved, possibly, the Bayern Leverkusen game, if they indeed want to fly him out to Germany? That's a thing
with the knee injury.
Yeah, it's like,
do you want
to put on the flight?
Exactly.
Do you know low altitude? Anyway,
high
altitude. So that's what I mean. Yeah, it's risky. You know those.
We're trying to be physios. The knee. No, but that is a genuine concern the club will have.
Yes.
We can't really explain why they have that concern, but they do. So, yeah, I'm probably looking.
So probably Sunderland.
Yeah, within the next few games after the weekend.
That's it. You know what? I've totally missed out the Burnley game.
Fulham. I'd say. Well, there was a question from Lee Wright. I tried to get Eddie Howe on Burnley potentially because he asked Eddie Howe the roof will come off. I'm not sure on which stadium. Maybe St James's Park, maybe not. And Eddie Howe just laughed that off. But yeah, I think it's weeks for Yoane Wissa now. Like, as in
not days.
Maybe not days, but I'm thinking. Maybe within the next fortnight we'll see Yoane Wissa back in a matchday squad or in a matchday squad for the first time. Yeah. It's sounding, everything's heading in the right direction, which could age badly. We've been here before with Yoane Wissa, we've had return dates before with Yoane Wissa, but we're actually seeing evidence that he is making progress. It's not just Eddie Howe's words. They are back on the grass, back in training, back playing non-competitive football. He's going through that pre-season schedule we've talked about right now. So
very exciting,
positive.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is positive because I think you get him back, it's potentially game changing. In many ways, just because
game changing. Yes, the game changing return. I'm just thinking
imminent return of Yoane Wissa.
Oh, okay.
Imminent.
I'm just trying to think of titles for this video because we just turn the camera on, waffle on, and then decide things, as you can probably tell sometimes.
Yes. I think that wraps up the injury news then. I think.
So that was the first part of the Geordie Journos video. Here's a word from our 4 sponsors, and we'll see you after the ad break. Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing of your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking, and certified data destruction. That's Comply IT Limited. Four Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in. For 21 years, JLM Travel have been offering great deals on package holidays and cruises, plus low deposits and free kids places are available. Branches at Maingate Team Valley and Front Street Wickham. RJ Building Surveyors is a trusted RICS accredited family-run firm with over 15 years of experience specialising in residential surveys and valuations. Based in Yorkshire, their expert services extend nationwide. Whether buying, selling or seeking peace of mind about your home, they've got you covered. So those were our 4 Geordie Journos sponsors. Thank you as always for your support. And if you want to get in touch with the Geordie Journos or Geordie Journos shop, Christmas is coming up. Check out the link in the description below or email Jordan.
Geordie
Oh, he's messed it up. That's the first time you've ever messed it up.
It's such a basic email as well.
Right, take 2.
geordiejournos@gmail.com.
Brilliant.
But that just typifies what's been a chaotic, in my eyes, chaotic video so far, so we need to pull this back now.
I'm not sure if we'll cut it or not, but Jordan spoke about Jamal Lascelles for about 5 minutes.
He's still a big figure around the place. And
I know you love him, don't you?
I really do, yeah. I mean, yes.
You don't want to see it, potentially. No. So, yes. Spurs tomorrow night, big game, level on points with Newcastle, ahead of them on goal difference. Started the season well, dropped off a cliff recently, lost against Fulham at the weekend. What are you thinking ahead of the game? And we'll move on to the team news after that, but what are your feelings ahead of the game?
Yeah, I feel a big, feel confident, that's how I feel. Big confidence after back-to-back wins, Spurs, tough defeat for them at the weekend, could it work the way where they want to sort of bounce back? Manager under pressure, it seems already, which I'm quite surprised by because I like Thomas Frank. I think he's a good manager. Done really well at Brentford, but there's the reaction from Spurs potentially, but I just think Newcastle are in the moment now where they're starting to move, and those back-to-back wins in the Premier League will do them huge feeling going into that game, and I think the supporters will join in. I do think Newcastle will win tomorrow, and I do think they'll go and win on Saturday as well. So I think they've got to. I think they've got to get back-to-back wins. Yeah, they're clawing up the lost ground by getting results that they didn't get last year. In terms of you spoke about comparing it result for result compared to last season. I mean, they drew with Man City at home and drew with Everton away last season. Then they've won the last 2, so they're sort of 4 points better off than they would have been. Yeah, in terms of them 2 games, so I worked it out. I mean, it's probably no one cares, but I do. I take a bit of interest in it. So I always sort of compare the fixtures from last season. So out of all the teams Newcastle have played so far, they picked up 18 points, and I include Leeds because Newcastle beat the newly promoted teams home and away last season. So team for team is the same. Yeah, so I put Leeds down as a win. Yeah. Based on last season, but obviously they drew there, so 20 points they got from these fixtures last season. Wow! And I think they're only 2 points off that, which is actually a much better return than you would have than I thought. Because I'd spoken on previous videos saying they've left a lot of points on the table, and although they're in a minus, it isn't the minus that I thought it was. So it just shows that the season actually is salvageable, even though it didn't really feel like that a couple of weeks ago. So that just shows the importance of winning consecutive games in the Premier League, and that's another thing as well. Like you're right, the table is so tight. It's going to be probably the tightest Premier League table for all the years, because 5 points Newcastle are off from 5th. Yeah, 5 points, and then they're sitting 13th in the Premier League, and I think Everton below them are on the same level of points. That's 14th to 5th, separated by 5 points. So that's tight. Yes. So it was quite tight last season, because I remember Newcastle were about 12th this time last year and then shot up. They were in the top 5 or something, top 6 by the start of the new year. So it goes to show what a good run of wins can do for you. So hopefully Newcastle can keep that coming.
But in terms of the game tomorrow night and what we know about the team news, Jordan, how you're wanting to see Newcastle United line up, because I think there's probably some food for thought, particularly regarding the midfield and even the wide men to a degree, where you look at, say, a player like Lewis Miley coming in and impressing. I know you asked Eddie Howe about him, and Anthony Elanga came into the side, got his first assist of the season, things like that. There's food for thought for Eddie Howe, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, that midfield's a tough one now, because you've got Sandro Tonali, who I think comes back in, I think has to. Bruno keeps his place unless there's a bit of fatigue there, maybe, I don't know. And then, you've got Joelinton on that side as well, and then Lewis Miley's sort of the one that you associate as like a number 6 / right-sided number 8, and it was like, I was trying to think of a question he had for Eddie Howe, where it's like, can you play like a typical player that's used to play on the right hand side and the left hand side to get all of your midfielders in? Because I think the 3 best midfielders at this moment in time, based on the performances I've seen, is Bruno, Tonali and Lewis Miley. So can those 3 play in the same midfield? I mean, they can, but you would have to move players around, where Tonali used to play in the 6, then if not, he's on the right hand side. Lewis Miley's plays on the right hand side of the midfield 3, so can Tonali move up the left hand side of the midfield 3? It's like moving, it's small tweaks.
I think it's good. I think the tweaks to the midfield have really helped Newcastle the past 2 Premier League games, at least, where you've seen a little bit of a tweak with Bruno and Tonali, and then Miley coming in, and that change being seamless. We talked about that almost telepathy between Bruno and Lewis Miley as well. So I think it's a really tough decision for Eddie Howe to make. I would like to see him try that midfield 3, actually, just to see if it works, because we're talking about things being the future. We're talking about the likes of Sven Botman, Malik Chow, Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento being the future sort of back line for Newcastle. Is that the midfield future for Newcastle? Because it could be a really good one, but we yet to really see it tried and tested. So it'd be good to find out. But is Tuesday night against Spurs the night to experiment almost? But we'll wait and see. Team news wise, or team selection wise, what would you want to see from Eddie Howe?
Yes, so goalkeeper picks itself.
Ramsey.
Yes. Right back, I think if the 2 full backs can go again, obviously you play them. I think they will. I think the 2 full backs will start again. Livramento, Hall.
Yeah.
To be fair, the back 4 stays the same actually.
Yeah, keep it the same. Back 4 and goalkeeper stays the same.
Yeah. Midfield is the one where I think Tonali will come back in, and then do you keep Joelinton and then I'll just play Lewis Miley, because I think Bruno probably stays in. But I don't know, physical stats might suggest he needs to come out as well. But I think it's a mix up between Miley and Joelinton, and I'll play Lewis Miley based on what I've seen the weekend. And then it's about moving players around that midfield. Yeah. So we'll see if that happens. But that'll be my midfield, and then I don't know, because of the performance was so good at the weekend, I'm sort of like tempted to stick to the same attack as well, but I don't know if he will do that.
I'd keep Elanga in just because he had a confidence building performance, and I feel like you'd almost be taking a step back if you then dropped him from the side. I know it's a quick turnaround, but you go, son, you played quite well, you made an impact on Saturday, do it again, and this is your chance to keep your place in the team. Yeah, because it was his first start. It was Eddie Howe's first start in the Premier League since October, I think. So
so the only change, if it was me, I'd make would be Tonali in for Joelinton. I think I'll keep the rest the same. But as I say, they made 6 changes at the weekend, so I think there probably will be.
Yeah, this is the toughest game of the 2. I don't want to write Burnley off by any means, but I reckon you could play like Newcastle did on Saturday. You could make 6 changes and still beat Burnley potentially. And I'd like to go just the nature of Spurs. I know there can be, you don't really know what team you're going to get, but historically a tough team, and the team Newcastle have had the number, particularly at St James's Park in recent years as well. But go as strong as you can, fitness dependent, and then you could probably make 6 changes on Saturday against Burnley and still have more than enough to win the game.
Just wondering if you'll use the Leverkusen game as a
No, that gets
rest.
a bit more important now, doesn't it? After the Marseille defeat.
Yeah, it does. And then obviously you've got the game after that.
Yes. But we'll take things one game at a time.
Yeah, we will.
And we'll be at St James's Park tomorrow evening. Myself and Jordan, potentially Liam as well. So we'll have a video from that. Potentially a video, as we mentioned before that as well. So be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe and ring the bell for all your latest Geordie Journos content and check out all our latest videos. Thank you for watching.